save the file, file save as, save it into the package folder, change the name, 70. If you didn't change the name, that's not a problem. Okay. So, that nasty animal is okay, but a little bit too yellowish. But in fact, that's the normal color of a polar bear, yellowish. But we will try to decrease the amount of yellow on the bear and modify the contrast on it. So we'll do it in Photoshop. So now you will ask for a right-click, edit original. Okay, if you have a warning message, it's about the color profiles. If it's a message telling you that it's a mismatch between the color profile in Peter and the color profile set into Photoshop, just always choose this option, use the embedded profile. Unless, of course, you are professional and understand what you're doing. Okay, so the bear is now in Photoshop. Okay, we'll make some non-destructive settings here in Photoshop. So, in the Layers panel, we will add an adjustment layer to decrease the amount of yellow. So you choose here, hue saturation, and there you have a hue saturation adjustment layer. The properties panel show up on the screen. If not, go into Window, Properties, or double-click on the left side of the adjustment layer. If you have a different icon there, it's not a problem. Okay. Okay for everyone. You see the properties panel. Okay, good. I will decrease the saturation. This time, yes, we did it with the curves last time, but this time I will do it on all of the colors of the bear. I don't target one of the colors. So saturation, you decrease the saturation and it is more acceptable like that. Of course, making picture adjustments on non-calibrated monitor, there's no point. You must use calibrated monitors and high-quality monitors made for image professionals. Okay. So next we'll do another non-destructive adjustment by adding a layer, an adjustment layer for the contrast. So don't go too fast. Go into the same menu and never use this thing. It is non-professional. Use curves. Curves is quite better. So I didn't add a brightness contrast adjustment layer. I just added a curves layer. Okay. So in that graph, I will add 2 control points. If you added a third one, you should remove it just by dragging it out of the line. And you will move those 2 control points in order to obtain a shape like that. So you're dealing with the contrast on the picture and the lightness too, the brightness too. Great. You see, by removing the eyeball in front of the adjustment layer, you see the difference before and after. Since it is non-destructive adjustment, you may come back there at any time and change the settings and make some burned pixels, details which has disappeared. You are able to make them go back into the picture if you wish. Okay, great. I will save the file under the same name, so I don't do a save as, I do a save, file save. Since it was already a PSD file, it is able to contain, it may contain adjustment layers, which is not the case for JPEG file. So here, no problem saving a file onto the hard drive under the same name. You go back into InDesign and you must see that the picture updated itself. Great. And of course, on previous pages 48 and 49, the bear is also updated. Okay, go on to page 49 and select with the black arrow tool, select the frame of that picture. And you will see that even in InDesign you are able to manipulate the Photoshop layers. But I will show you right now how to do it, but I don't advise that you do it in your work right now if you're a beginner in InDesign. But you will see it is possible to do it. Okay, the frame is selected. You go to Object, Object Layer Options. And there you find all of the Photoshop layers. Just check the preview here and try to remove the eyeball in front of the curve and use saturation, or only the curve if you wish. Okay, only curve. Remove some yellowish tint on the bear with the use saturation layer, adjustment layer coming from Photoshop. We're looking at Photoshop layers here. But remove the eyeball in front of the curves. We don't need that much contrast here in the street. Or maybe if you use another picture of the street, maybe you need the adjustment, the contrast. But me, I don't need it. I think it's best here in the shadow, but to have not too much contrast on the bear. Okay. Let's see on next pages, 51, and you see that there the adjustment layers are still active. So you may have the same picture at different places in the InDesign document, and the picture is showing differently because you managed to manipulate the visibility of the layers. The only problem is that if you add another layer into Photoshop, you will have to go through all of the process to set once again the layers in InDesign on all of the pictures. That's the problem. It works fine until the moment you add another layer into Photoshop. So that's why I don't advise that you use this feature. If you want two different pictures of bears in the document, duplicate your PSD file and make two different PSD files. That will be better for you.